life being lived in a rare simplicity of people, land, animals, sky, sea, and weather being minute by minute intertwined, where life was being lived through the Irish language, a place where birds, fish, and animals outnumbered the people, and there were no street lights to interrupt the daily and seasonal rhythms. I'd seen images from Anna Baron, the Flaherty film, but not the film itself. It seemed like everything that Singh wrote about was still there and still true, but it was more. When you were in New York, you just never see that kind of space, that sky. In Arran, there was no electricity, no plumbing, there were lots of animals. You would hear the clattering of horses, cows, sheep, dogs, goats, donkeys, every day. The way people spoke was important, the sound, so it was very physical. Like later when I saw the Arena Chapel in Padua, there were these physical experiences of grandeur. My life had been pretty much Jersey City and Manhattan. Not that that's not grand in certain ways. Colleen Tom lighting his pipe. And this is a painting that really, to me, fuses the plant life and the limestone rock. To me, it's like completely nonchalant that he's sitting on the ground, he's lighting his pipe very comfortably. The life-size objects in the installations were first introduced in the mid-70s. The first object was a cupboard, then a stove, and then a very simple black mantle. I did them from drawings and photographs. I've been wanting to build them for a long time. The small objects on the mantle and the kettle I just searched around for, but I found things that are remarkably close to the ones on Arran. The first real installation was at the San Diego Museum in 1983. Some people have described my work as realist, but there's much that's abstract about it. I would work out codes of how to represent something like a stone wall with gesture, not trying to get the lichen on the wall, but more like Chinese or Japanese work, where they don't paint from life, they develop codes that represent trees or birds or stone. I could use a flat color with a pattern on top to represent an Arran sweater. That allowed a kind of movement across the surface of the painting where things were more in parity, where I wasn't painting realistic depth or where a shadow might just be a stroke. Installation here and there, back and forth. I originally did for LACMA, which used images and objects from Ireland and San Diego. I had been to Ireland, and the day after I came back, Howard Fox from the museum asked me to do an installation on the theme of setting the stage, visual work that had a theatrical premise or connection.